Today, I want to tell you about a man whose voice thundered against injustice, a man who never backed down from the truth, a man who gave reggae its militant fire. His name was Tosh. Peter Tosh was born Winston Hubert McIntosh on October 19, 1944, in Westmoreland Parish, Jamaica. From the very beginning, his life was not easy. His mother was only 15 when he was born, and his father was rarely present. Because of this, Peter grew up moving between different relatives, never feeling he truly belonged anywhere. But despite his struggles, Peter showed his intelligence and creativity early on. He loved learning and had a gift for music. He taught himself to play guitar by watching a local man practice daily through his window. Then, he would build his own guitar out of scrap wood and wires, determined to copy what he saw. Even as a boy, he showed the world that if he didn't have something, he would make it himself. When Peter was 15 years old, he left rural Westmoreland and moved to Kingston. There, he settled in Trenchtown, a place known for poverty and struggle, but also for its powerful culture and music. Trenchtown was a melting pot where ska, rocksteady, and reggae were born. It was here that he met two young men who would change the course of Jamaican music forever, Bob Marley and Bunny Wailer. Together, these three formed the Wailers. At first, they were just young dreamers with guitars and rough harmonies, but their determination was unmatched. Under the guidance of Joe Higgs, a local musician who trained them in harmony and songwriting, the Wailers honed their craft. In the early 1960s, they auditioned for Cox and Dodd at Studio One, Jamaica's legendary recording studio. Their first hit, Simmer Down, was a call for the youth to end gang violence. The song became a #1 hit in Jamaica, and suddenly, the Wailers were the voice of Trenchtown. Peter Tosh's voice always stood out. While Bob Marley sang with a smooth, soulful tone, Tosh's voice was deep, powerful, and commanding. It was a voice that didn't just sing, it demanded that you listen. Peter Tosh's music was different. He was a revolutionary at heart, and his songs reflected that. While Bob Marley spoke about love, redemption, and unity, Peter Tosh sang about equal rights, Black empowerment, and the fight against Babylon's oppression. His militant approach wasn't just an artistic choice, it was his life philosophy. He believed in speaking the raw truth, no matter who it offended. Songs like Equal Rights, Legalize It, and Get Up, Stand Up weren't just catchy reggae tracks, they were anthems of resistance. In Equal Rights, he sang, "Everyone's crying out for peace, yes, none is crying out for justice." He knew that without justice, peace was just an illusion. And in Legalize It, he boldly called for the legalization of marijuana, not just for pleasure, but for its cultural, spiritual, and medical importance to Rastafari people and beyond. By 1974, tensions within the Wailers grew. Peter felt that the group was becoming too commercial, losing its revolutionary edge under the management of Island Records and Chris Blackwell. That year, Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer both left the group to pursue solo careers, leaving Bob Marley as the face of the Wailers. Peter's decision was bold. Many thought he would fade without Marley's global pull. But Tosh proved them wrong with his debut solo album, Legalize It, in 1976. The album cover, showing him confidently sitting in a ganja field, smoking a spliff, became an icon of cultural pride and defiance. Peter Tosh's solo career flourished, though it was never as commercially successful as Bob Marley's. His music, however, remained true to his message. In Bush Doctor, he sang about the healing power of cannabis, and in No Nuclear War, he warned the world against the dangers of nuclear weapons. One of his most powerful public moments was at the One Love Peace concert in 1978. While Bob Marley was reuniting rival politicians Michael Manley and Edward Seaga on stage, Peter Tosh took a different approach. He lit a giant spliff on stage and directly confronted Jamaica's leaders about the hypocrisy of marijuana criminalization. He told them in front of the entire country and police force that they were oppressing the people for something natural and spiritual. It was an act of fearless rebellion. Days later, he was beaten severely by police for his words. But Peter Tosh never regretted it. For him, truth was worth any price. Beyond music, Peter Tosh lived by his principles. He was a committed Rastafarian, a Pan-Africanist, and a firm believer in equal rights for all. He often carried a staff he called his mystic rod, representing his spiritual authority. People who knew him described him as intense, brilliant, and unafraid to challenge anyone, politicians, record labels, or even his fellow musicians, if he felt they were betraying the truth. He believed in self-reliance and taught his children and followers to think for yourself and be yourself. On September 11, 1987, Peter Tosh's life was cut short. He was at home in Kingston when a group of gunmen broke in demanding money. Tosh told them he didn't have any, and in a senseless act of violence, they shot him dead along with his friends. He was only 42 years old. His death sent shockwaves through Jamaica and the reggae community worldwide. The rebel prophet's voice was silenced, but his message could never be buried. Today, Peter Tosh is remembered as reggae's most fearless revolutionary. His music continues to inspire movements for justice, freedom, and dignity across the world. His life reminds us that truth is powerful, even if it makes us enemies. As Tosh once said, "I am not a politician. I only suffer the consequences." Thank you for listening to the story of Peter Tosh. If his message inspired you today, share this video, subscribe for more reggae legends, and tell me in the comments, what is your favorite Peter Tosh song? Until next time, remember, equal rights and justice are the foundation of true peace.